Alright, fuckers, welcome back to practicing, what is it, single rounding, artwod, beginner roadmap, fundamentals, blah 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 bullshit. You know the drill. Get your pen or pencil out, draw along, right? Let's practice single rounding. I would actually really encourage that if you even have, sorry, I'm just fucking turning my iPad on so I can see the actual practice in of itself. Not that I need it because I'm already doing something more complex, but it is single round these boxes. So, you draw a box, lighter, I guess. All right, we're just gonna do something like this. Right, we draw a box in a lighter color, and then we fill it in with rounding, right? Again, artwod really only demands for this grind node. Again, artwod. I have to keep fucking shilling though, but yes, artwod is the reason I have built the skills that I have, but I'm the reason that I've elevated them to the next level. Because I take their exercises and I make them much more difficult, right? And I do them much more than what is required. Okay, so artwod provides an amazing foundation for the types of exercises to do. The responsibility is on the learner to do much more than what is required, right? This right here, this is the practice I'm doing, right? Which is rounding a shape and then rotating it from memory, by the way. The memory thing has catapulted my fucking ability to analyze, absorb, and recreate shapes from different angles from imagination. Catapulted, I tell you! Eureka! Yeah, but it's been great. It's been fucking amazing. That is the number one thing. Apart from just rotating shapes, right? By looking at it, doing it from memory, and obviously there are proportion issues and all that shit, has been fucking amazing. And this is 2 hours of work, by the way. So again, shit takes time, right? This isn't just done out of my asshole. Although if it was, then I wouldn't need to draw. I could literally, I'm not even gonna say it's such a stupid joke. I could bullshit my way of everything. No, it doesn't make sense. Anyways, this is why I don't draw on Sundays. But yes, draw along, right? Draw along, and let's get to it. My goal right now is to make things even more difficult. So even more complicated shapes, right? More complicated shapes, and focusing more on line work and recreating them appropriately from memory, right? Like proportion wise. So that's the biggest thing. And of course, always trying to think about perspective, right? Always trying to think about perspective, because that's the only thing that matters. So I already fucked this up a little, but this is why I'm saying I'm focusing on line work, right? Because this is how we're gonna actually get better, is by, what am I trying to say? I don't know, practicing the fundamentals. What the fuck am I trying to say? Yeah, focusing on the line work, visualizing, blah blah blah. Y'all know the drill. I hate saying y'all, but just for you, I did it. Okay, this is a hinge I was trying to make. So what would that look like? Right? Okay. Well, I could do something like this. And you see how I'm not even using I'm just using this as a guideline now. This box. It's no longer something that I'm specifically trying to draw within like the edges or anything. Now this is where the complexity that I'm focusing on comes about, right? Where I'm actually trying to think in terms of, okay, how can I make this more difficult for myself? Okay, then again here. Again, I'm trying to think about the perspective of it all. I'm trying to keep proportion in mind. Well, that's way off. That's way off. That right there, that I actually had it very accurately. It was right around here. Right. But I fucked it up. It's okay, we're just gonna ignore that and we're just gonna keep going. Trying to center it. Again, I'm doing all of this while not looking at this, right? We're trying to also analyze and remember the shapes and the size of the shapes that we create as well, right? It's not just about doing it while it's time to remember, it's about doing it while you're drawing it as well. At least that's what I think. But this doesn't have to be a fuck up. This can actually be something that Okay, this actually doesn't have to be a fuck up at all. There you go. Right? Because this can just be something that's coming out from below, like so, and is rounded. Right? This is how we create complexity. And again, changing the angle up, right? I'm just trying to make it as unnecessarily complex as possible. It's not unnecessary, it's actually extremely necessary. I'm only saying unnecessary, I don't know, to be hyperbolic. Is that how you pronounce it? Hyperbolic, right? But it's not unnecessary whatsoever, right? Because that is, I guess that can be a point. Actually, yeah, we can just make that a hard edge, right? So it meets right around there. Actually, I can even do something like this. There you go. So there, now it meets around there. You know what's really frustrating? I don't know if this is a good thing, but I have practiced so much at this point of trying to draw from memory, right? Just by rotating these shapes, that I can already see myself rotating this accurately, or relatively accurately. So it needs to be even more complex. It needs even more complexity, right? And don't get me wrong, this is actually a very good thing. It's incredible that I'm even able to do something like this. But I will not stand for it, mind you. There you go, we'll do something like this. Right? Just trying to think. Something like that. Okay, if that's coming in that way, wait. Just trying to think. I think I fucked something up here, but I don't want to mess it up. Something like that? I guess for shits and giggles, we can just add, because I was supposed to have additions, we can just add this. There you go. Okay. Relatively complex shape, to be honest. But I can already see myself drawing it without any difficulties. Oh my god. Well, no, I'm just bullshitting. There will of course be difficulties, right? Especially because this shape I'm pretty sure I've inaccurately drawn it, because let's see, it's coming out, going up, then rounding. Okay, that's already off perspective, right? So this is diverging. That's another thing, that this is inaccurate. So let's see, it's coming. Oh no, I shouldn't. We shouldn't even be seeing this side. It should have just ended right around here. That's the problem. Okay, so now we know, like, this entire segment should not exist. That was just a mistake on my end, because again, there's obviously some things that I don't think about, because I'm not as god tier as I'd like to imagine I am. But okay, I need to rotate this in my mind now, before I, of course, draw it from memory. Because as I'm rotating in my mind, I am now building the skill, as I have been previously, of memorizing it while rotating it, right? We have placed more cognitive responsibility on ourselves now that we've transitioned in the last 4 or 5 hours of practice to memorizing, right? So that is the beautiful thing. That's why my brain has gotten better at memorizing and analyzing shapes, right? Is that while I'm looking at this, I'm not just rotating in my mind anymore. I'm not just forcing myself to rotate it, which is already very difficult. I'm forcing myself to rotate it while understanding and committing to the fact that this is the only opportunity I'm going to get to actually look at this shape. Because once I start drawing it again, my hand's going to cover it, and that's it. I'm not going to draw it again, or I'm not going to look at it again, right? So we need to be our brain is being forced, it's being put in a predicament where it has to understand or it is going to fail, right? And that's why I say, like, focus on the effort and focus on the failures. Not to intentionally fail, but it's inevitable that I will make mistakes, as we say. So that is what we want, right? So if you're doing, I hope you're drawing along and you're doing single rounding practices. Again, it doesn't have to be this to this degree of complexity, but if you can do this, wonderful. If you can barely do this, still do this, right? Because we want to be just outside our comfort zone. So I'm trying to rotate in my mind, see how that would look. I want it from below. Okay, let's analyze this shape one last time. This is actually, I think I'm bullshitting myself. I can definitely do all this. I think that's gonna fuck with me, especially because this right here is something I did inaccurately, right? So this should not exist. Probably cross this out. We don't see that. That is inaccurate. That's the shape. Okay. Well, I don't know if that's cheating or not, but hey, I made a mistake. Might as well rectify it before I rectify it and commit it to memory. I make that joke a lot. It's a shit joke. I need to stop, but I won't. Stop talking, that is. Let's just fucking draw already, Jesus Christ. But I'm padding for time as I attempt to memorize this. Okay. This is the best I can do. Right, okay. So let's do something like this. Right, and then we have it's already kind of off perspective, but it's okay. Again, the lines need to be decent at the very least. Okay, and let me think. That comes out. Right? That comes out. And then, just trying to think right now. It's the perspective I put it in. I'm trying to remember what I did as well. Actually, could be completely wrong with how I attempt this. But okay, I know that, okay, so something like this comes out. Shit, I actually don't remember. Okay, so I obviously overestimated the fuck out of myself, but okay, this is the best part because I'm gonna make a lot of mistakes. This is the absolute best part, right? So I know this. Okay, so what happens here is a question. I have it aligned here, and then what? I'm pretty sure it goes across. Because I'm thinking I fucked it up. Oh, no, okay. I think I understand. Okay. It's something like this. So on that side, it's that. Okay, so it's something like... I'm trying to see. Okay, I also need to think about which angle I'm seeing this from. Okay, I think... First, let me just do this. Jesus Christ. Okay, I think that's accurate. And okay, the thing is, there's something on the other side, right? That was my mistake, because I drew a line that was inaccurate. So at the very least, let me complete this. And I think I made this too short as well. I think this entire shape is actually way too small. Let's be honest. That's an inaccurate rounding. Okay, whatever. The point is that we have a shape like this. Cutouts like this exist, right? What happened after? I made a mistake. And why did I make a mistake? What mistake was it? There was something sort of mistake that happened around here. This is the beautiful part. I'm trying to recall, right? My brain's really hurting right now. So not only am I trying to recall my process, I'm trying to recall the shape as well. Something went like that along here, and then what did we do? We bring it back. So I thought I had it. I think I memorized it, but then I think I forgot that I did it properly. I'm pretty sure that something was supposed to extend underneath here, and we shouldn't be seeing the side. So what happened? What happened? Okay, so wonderful. This is a level of complexity that my brain struggles with. So this is the level of complexity that we'll continue to strive towards. Right? Proportions are already smaller. I know I'm very certain proportions are already smaller, but this is the struggle part. Right? I did something like this. Okay. Or did I round it this way? No, I think it was something like this. Right? Because something like that, maybe? Something like this. Right? Because obviously that, just to showcase what I'm trying to do here, was attached like that. That's the mistake I made. No. There's. Oh, okay. I think I understand. Okay, wow. I really fucked this up. So it was small, big, cut out. This thing small through it again, and then this is what went through, and that's why we were. Oh, okay. So I know what I did wrong. I know exactly what I did wrong because this entire shape was wrong. Beautiful, amazing. But you see how I learned that now, and I recalled it, which is the most important part, right? So, no, what the fuck was this shape? I think I did something like. Right? Diagonal? Amazing. Completely fucking off. Oh, well, let me at least. I know this is kind of cheating at this point because I've already looked at it. But this is amazing, guys. And girls. Look how fucking off that is. And I was literally stroking my dick while I was drawing this. I'm like, I'm a genius. I just know I'm going to memorize this. But the thing is, I remembered now. Right? A, this was too small. So that's a mistake. But I completely forgot that my intention was a hinge or something of the sort. Right? So while this was relatively accurate, it wasn't, right? In the sense that I just drew the wrong shape. But the idea was there. The idea here was there. The idea here was kind of there, but okay. That's good. So this is a level of complexity that we can utilize. And look at that. It took me 20 minutes just fucking jerking my brain to try to get this down, right? So I'm going to analyze this again, obviously. So it's analyze, draw from memory. Analyze, draw from memory, right? So, and I'll actually like that this is the format that I'm going to have going forward, where the shape is on the left. I'll just draw from memory, right? This way I can keep proportions in mind, and then, shape on the left, draw from memory. This way I can always cover the reference at the very least, and do my best not to look at the attempts, right? But let's look at this shape again. Okay. I see. Okay. So I got this very, very wrong as well. If I were to get it, yeah, it was supposed to be wrapping around like so. It was supposed to be a diagonal, to be honest. So it should have been. It wouldn't have worked either way. Because again, it was supposed to be wrapping around this. So that's the reference point, is this. Because these two diagonals are relatively the same. Or they're supposed to be the same. Right? This kind of looks like a typewriter, an old typewriter. To be honest, if I just added the little fucking keys. At least this part right here. I didn't even intend to do that. But let's see. It comes out diagonally again, goes up, rounds. It's all about rounding. Okay. I'm gonna try that again, and we're gonna try committing it to memory. So yeah, I'll do 2 rotations, rest my brain. Or like, I guess 3 drawings, rest my brain. I don't fucking know. We'll see. Okay, so... And this is why visualization is so important, because I need to be able to see what it is that I'm trying to draw, right? Obviously, this is why line quality is also equally important. About as I say that, my lines are going to shit. And I think now I made it too big, funny enough. So either way, my proportions suffer. But let's see. It's a little bit too small. There you go, that's a bit better. Cool. And then we just have something like this. Trying not to rely on the reference point too much. The reference point being the original shape that I created. Right, we want to be able to see it decently. And then, oh, fucked it up again. Amazing, I fucked it up again. Okay, well, this is right here. Right here is where we're supposed to see this. Amazing. You see, I also focused on the shape that I forgot what comes in front of that shape, which is this. Right, and then this would wrap around. So this is actually just kind of wraps around. Oh, and then I fucked it up again, because again, I'm seeing a bunch of shit from this side, right? Oof, that is good. Because over here, it would have been something like... something like this, diagonally. Right? And then what? Does it go straight and then diagonal again? No fucking idea. Is that what it was? Some shit like this? I know all the drawing over is confusing the fuck out of it right now. But this is amazing. Oh, and that's diverging. Okay, so fucked it up again, which is great, actually. So, but it's getting closer. So yeah, from this side, okay, so I was right in that sense. From this side, it's curving. Underneath, actually, should have been much larger. Right, come over on that side. It's basically something that is wrapping around. So something like this, essentially. That, I see. Okay. Well, I did create a pretty fucking complicated shape. But this is the beautiful part, because my third and fourth attempts will be slightly better, right? I mean, hopefully. But this is what I wanted. This is what I fucking wanted. The ugly ass drawing that reflected a struggle, right? So this is the best part about learning, you know, where it looks like absolute shite. But okay, let me rest my brain, and then we will try again. Wonderful rhyming bars. Anyways, and I encourage you to do the same. Also a bar, I guess. Yeah, I love this because I have spent 26 minutes on just trying to rotate one shape. This was infinitely more difficult because I made it infinitely more difficult, right? This is the whole point, is slowly but surely, probably another 10 hours, 10, 15 hours of this single rounding practice. I'm just creating more and more complex shapes before I move on to multiple rounding, which will also involve single rounding. Yeah, I'm going to spend a lot of time on this beginner roadmap. I know they call it a beginner roadmap, and I've turned it into a sort of intermediate one, but either way, I'm going to analyze this one more time, try to understand what I did. Okay. It's wrapping around. This is coming. Okay, that I see the diagonal I made there now. There's a diagonal upwards. Okay. Okay. So it's all at least at the very least following a logic that I can get behind. All right, so let's just cover that and try again. Right, try again. Now, what angle do I want to do it from? Might as well try from the bottom again. I think that's more than big enough. And again, I know my roundings are suffering. Don't worry, I'm well aware. But I'm just trying my best to keep it all together. I'm breaking inside, man. I'm breaking inside. Right. Again, I'm not looking at the other references. You're just gonna have to trust me on that one. Just trying to remember the shapes. Oof, that was a really bad line. Remember the shapes as much as I can. So this right here, I can already do something like this. Right? Yeah, I can already do something like that. Because something like that, right? Even if this shape is not perfect, it's okay. Okay, and then what do we have here? Right? No, wait, it should be over here. I made that way too long. Okay, and then this is what, a diagonal that's also going outwards. It's going outwards, so it's like this. Turn like that. Nope, it was the other way. Okay, so that's wrong because it was supposed to be diagonal, but at least I have a general idea of what's happening. Right. Yeah, that's way too long. Okay, so that's another proportion issue. It's so long that I can't even draw the fucking other rotation, but I guess 3 rotations is fine. 3 rotations is something I can allow. But okay, this is great. So I'm not even finishing these, doing them accurately. Like, it's still a struggle, which is good. That means I know at what level of complexity that I have to continue drawing them at, right? A very fucky kind of complexity, see? So again, the idea was there, but this is way, way too long. I did not need it to be that long. Should have stopped it right around. And that's because I drew this line way too long, right? Because I had the idea, you know, because it is the other side and it is rotating around, so this is correct. It's just, it should have been capped like around here. You see, that's already proportionally more correct. It was something like here, right? This thing is fucky because I fucked it up. This was supposed to be like this and then this, right? There you go. And then this other side I would have barely seen. Even now, if we have it here, it would have been something like this, right? Not really seen much. But I fucked it up, which is the best part. Right, so now we're gonna try the next shape and try to make it equally as complex and try to, again, continue to fuck it up slightly less, hopefully. Right, so that is amazing. It is wunderbar. Okay, anyways. I guess let me try an angle that we see from the bottom, right? Okay, something like, there you go. That's big enough. Well, we can make it a bit longer, right? There you go. That should be good. Relatively decent sized. I do want to fit 4, hopefully, in here, but this way I can really take my time again, right? Rotating from memory is not easy, but this level of complexity, again, I'm slowly raising the bar. You notice how this is just outside my comfort zone, where even after 3 attempts of trying to recreate it, I'm still struggling, right? Because when one thing I get better at, i.e. understanding the shapes, other things, like my gauging of proportion, and maybe even just the rounding itself, suffers. So these are things we all have to be careful about. But I can try the same concept again. See, I'm still working on getting the continuous lines, right? Trying to make these lines continuous and accurate in their rounding. But it's getting better. I think it's 100% is getting better. Because I could not draw this continuous before. Okay, and then we can do something like, right, something like this. Okay, I want to think about this before I just commit. Let's see, what can this turn into? Oh, I know. Okay, so this is where, again, understanding of form and perspective is going to come into place, right? I already kind of fucked it up, actually. So Now we need to figure out a way to fix this. See, so I thought ahead, but then I didn't fully think ahead of the implications of what changing this form would mean. Right? So what it could be is actually like this. Right? There you go. And we'll just ignore that I did that. We'll turn it into this instead. Right? Some sort of cutout thing. And here we can have something really close. Here we can have this. And I want this shape to would that work? Probably. Right? Already kind of retarded, which is what I want. Maximum retardation. Okay. So already the shape is kind of wonky. It doesn't make too much sense, which is okay. Because as long as it follows the logic of diagonals and roundings, we can work with that. And then in the back end, I want to have we could even turn this let's see, what can I do with that shape back there? I mean, it's now this is the, I guess, quote unquote design part, right? Not that I'm a designer of it. I mean, I actually technically am. I'm a UX designer. And I'm actually going to be learning motion design soon because I need to upskill, right? And it's something I wanted to learn. And my father so graciously said, listen, I'll pay for it as long as you do it and you find something that you can upskill in, right? So my privilege strikes again. I mean, yeah, it's very fortunate, but I'm still jobless and broke, and I'm still disappointment to my family. So, you know, you win some, you lose some, right? This isn't out of the kindness of his heart. This is out of the need for status in the family. Okay, then we could just do this. Right? And this, I guess I can make relatively simple, because honestly, I've already fucking made everything else super complex. So there's no need to try to really fuck things up. Right? If anything, here, let me just... There you go. There's my fucking excuse for trying to have something that forces line work, right? This is a great exercise because you're forced to create an interesting shape and then you're forced to redraw it from memory. Oof, this is actually gonna this is even more complicated than that, I swear. But let's try, right? Let's try to memorize it, right? Commit to memory. Understand the logic. There's a lot of different things going on. But I think actually the difference between what I did yesterday, which worked out for memorizing, versus what I did today. Oh, what the fuck? That doesn't even taste like the chicken I had. Concerning, yet arousing. But I think the difference is the fact that I haven't been using language to describe these shapes. So let's do that. We have a single rounded box with a little subtraction, technically, right? And then there's a larger, it elongates, it extends outward, and it has a much larger subtraction, and then it closes in of itself. But connected to its bottom is, actually, is it really connected? No, well, a little bit further underneath it is an essentially L-shaped rounded contour manipulated box, right? An L-shaped box, you could say, with rounded corners, right? And within the edge of that L shape exists essentially some sort of box that comes outward vertically and then diagonally to connect to the side of our rounded box with a subtraction in it. On the back end of this box, on the back end of this box, I don't have voice cracks. I'm 27. This is fucking hell, boy. But yeah, on the back of this rounded box exists an extended rounded box which connects to another, I don't know, fucking rounded box, which connects to another rounded box. Incredible! The vocabulary, the range of his vernacular is top tier. Whatever. Fucking, I give up. Anyways, the point being, pee pee poo poo. Right? Let's try to. Yeah, let's try to memorize this. Very difficult. The second I get rid of this, I won't have the ability to look at it anymore. Okay, so again, we're gonna use the beauty of language. So let's just try re-saying what I said earlier. So we have a rounded box with a mini subtraction inside of it. Technically, whatever. See, I even included the whatever because I'm a genius, right? And this box extends outward, right? And it has a much larger subtraction coming outside of it. And attached to the back end of this box is another box, is a rounded box that goes upwards, right? Actually, I don't even think we see that part. Wait, fuck! This is... okay. I think all of that should have been blocked out, actually. Yeah, it should have all been blocked out. Okay. I mean, that makes my life easier. So you see how I just don't even have to, sorry. So you see how I still have to think ahead as to what the shape is? Because I shouldn't see any of that. And what we should see right now is this L shape. That's a bit further away. It's a rounded L shape coming in like this. Right? And then on the edge of that L shape, we have something that's coming out vertically and then diagonally. So yes, language is very powerful because apart from my inability to visualize what I just drew, I basically just did it without really thinking about it. Right. Okay, well I misconnected that. But yeah, technically. Actually, this should have been much higher. God damn it. This should have been much higher. Right, because if I was drawing the back of that, and this should have been much further back. But either way, if I was drawing the back of that, it should have been, yeah, it should have been much higher. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. That's not bad. Okay, yeah, but that's... I'm gonna rest my brain, and then we're gonna do 2 more rotations from memory, of course. And this time, obviously, I'm not gonna look at these shapes too much, but I'm really gonna try to focus on visualizing the entire thing, right? Because that's also what I'm missing, or not missing. It's what I'm still not doing enough of, is visualizing, right? So we have to make sure that we can do that, and by we I mean me. None of you are doing this, at least to the extent that I am. And if you are, wonderful. And if you aren't, well, I hope you enjoy what you're doing, right? Viggy hashtag Viggy inspires, right? I don't just Viggy fam. I do more than that. So thank you, and you're welcome. And also rest your brain. I'm pretty sure I only have 20 minutes left. Yep, see, 15 minutes left. So I'm gonna really take my time. And the goal right now isn't just to draw this from memory, it's to visualize the entire fucking thing. Let me see if I can block it, I guess. Oh, that's good enough. But yeah, I need to visualize it. Okay? We need to visualize this shit. Okay. See? This is already going a bit better, I'd like to think. Because I'm visualizing it. Of course, the single rounding is suffering, but life is full of suffering. To be honest, that doesn't even matter because my lines are still shit. So okay. Wait. Okay. I already fucked up a little bit, only a little. Pretty sure. There you go. There you go. Something like that, right? The L shape thingy is underneath. It connects over here. This is where we have straight and then diagonal. Connects right there. And then here we have this. And I have a really tiny one. I know it may not seem like it, but I'm always thinking about the perspective to the best of my ability. And line works to the best of my ability. Probably doesn't seem like it though. We go a little bit further out and then definitely to the best of my ability, being the operative word, because my ability is subpar. It's alright. Yeah, we have rounding, and again, I'm always trying to think about the points where they're rounding and connecting. Okay, how did that go? Well, definitely too large, for one. For two, okay, well, I didn't do it right. Because... Okay, this is technically correct, but this is still way too large. Oh, because it was supposed to be cut off here. Yeah, it was a longer... Yeah, see, it was a rectangular shape. That was the other thing, right? So, this was supposed to be cut off there. This was supposed to be much thinner. In general, these were supposed to be a bit smaller. I'm missing this as well here. Right, we're missing this from the other side. It's too wide here, actually, if we think about it. It's diverging. These two lines are diverging. What else is happening? Okay, let's see. Is there enough distance here? Maybe. Well, this is actually supposed to be longer. There you go. It's supposed to be longer. Right. So that's another mistake. Pretty good. I mean, well, technically this should be, in general, this should be much further out and longer. Yeah, there you go. It should be like this. Right, there you go. So that's another mistake, or that's the main mistake. What else? This is good. I don't know how I managed to find a system that was difficult, but I think it's because it's purely asymmetrical and lots of random shit going on that's fucking my mind up, which is good because life has a lot of asymmetry, right? Symmetry is actually easier to remember because you don't only have to think about both sides, you just have to think about one and then know that the other side was the same. But with asymmetry, it's about having to account for every single thing that's happening, right? It's as simple as that. Like, this is connected to this, but then at the back end there's something connected, and then this is like a specific shape. It's pretty asymmetrical. So obviously the quintessential goal, it would be nice to just see it all in this box, which is probably what I should do actually. Okay, that's another really difficult thing that I have to practice keeping in mind now, which is good. Okay, I want to rotate it again. But I need to think about how I'm going to rotate it. I could just flip this. Let's think. Technically this is correct, is it not? Because these two are aligned. So why did this come out so much thicker? Because this in general is so much larger. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, this is just so much larger. Actually, if we take it proportionally, it's basically double the size. So of course it would be double the size. Okay. I'm going to rotate this. I should be able to, proportionally speaking, fit this 2 more times here. Okay, I should. So that is what I have to do, right? That's the goal. So let's focus on that. Okay, from memory again. From memory. Now we're gonna fit it in a box. There you go. This is probably too small now, but it's okay, because I am gay for this practice. For he's a jolly good fellow. You see, that's called subversion of expectations. Oh, he was just talking about being happy, that type of gay. LOL. I mean, what's it to you? Even if I wasn't that type of gay, fucking bigot. It's so sad. I can't believe the world we live in. Genuinely. Okay. And then something like that, right? Okay, now I have to think really hard. Okay, that's obviously a mistake. It should have been lower. It should have been much lower. Okay, so that's a spacing thing. I have to think. What is the fucking? I'm trying to have a brain blast right now. But okay, so space. Be the other side, right? That'd be the other side. There you go. But how's it connected? Where's the L shape? It's somewhere up here. Because if that's going. Okay, yeah, it's somewhere up here. Sometimes I marvel at the fact that I do this from memory. And then I remember that there are plenty of artists who can do this from memory. And better. And then I get dejected and I never want to pick up the pen again. If that was relatable for you, you're a fucking loser. You need to change that mindset. That was a test. That was a complete shit test which you failed. You see? Hashtag Viggy always positive. Hashtag Viggy fucked up. Oh shit. God damn it, I fucked that up. Wee. Okay, well, perspective is off too, but like this should have been moved backwards. So obviously I struggle with this angle, which is good. Just this perspective in general is a struggle. So I got this part correct, even though attachments were incorrect. I got this part correct despite the attachments. This is an attachment issue because of the perspective that I'm not familiar with, right? But this should have been much further back, and that's where it should have been connected. So it should have been aligned with this, to be honest. Background here. Even that would have made a huge difference. Yeah, then I would have been attached. But, and also this thing isn't rounded correctly, which is fucking with the perspective. It should have been more. You see how it's converging? It doesn't make any sense. Okay, yeah, it's too small this time around, right? That's another issue. And that's it for the time being, from what I can tell. I'm sure there's more. There's always more. But let's rotate this one more time. Oof, that's difficult, and then call it a day. It's fun though. Very, 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 very fun. So just need to rotate it one more time. Okay, I'm just trying to think which direction we can rotate it from. I've actually done quite a few difficult rotations for this from memory, I'm not gonna lie. It hasn't been the easiest. You know, upside down, right side up. Especially these two are basically upside down, right? But from different angles. So I'm proud of the fact that some sort of likeness is being retained. And yeah, I'm doing my best. This is really, really, really good practice. Okay, I'm not even gonna look at the reference anymore. Now I'm just gonna like fuck analyzing it. Not because I don't want to, but because I have to learn. Right? You know, I'm not gonna learn anything just by fucking around. So but now I'm just trying to think of a perspective that I could do. Okay, I'll do this. Shit, but I also want to make sure like this is the cutoff. So I have to think about it spatially as well. Okay. There you go. There's my cutoff. Cool. So if that's the way we're doing it, it's coming down here. See, I'm making this more difficult for myself. Unnecessarily so. Why? Because it's fun. Because it's fun. Because if it's difficult, that means my brain is making a genuine attempt to retain the difficulty, right? Because it's fun. It's the only answer anybody needs. Okay, so that's the length. All right, cool. So we have this. I still think it's a bit too small, right? And then we have this. There you go. Something like that. Again, always trying to correct the perspective clearly, because I keep making mistakes with it. But let's just get this done. Okay, so that's not too bad. That's relatively accurate. The lines are unclear. I understand that. Don't worry. But overall, that's relatively accurate. Right, this is a really small cutout, nowhere near as long as big. Just remember that I'm ending roughly around here. Okay. I'm gonna try not to murmur. I apologize to nobody but myself. Fuck you. You see? Viggy, hashtag Viggy never apologizes. That's right. The first Viggy is actually part of it. Viggy, hashtag Viggy never apologizes. But incredibly inspirational hashtags aside, and poor proportion aside, this is probably my best. I mean, size-wise, the proportion's incorrect, but proportionally, like relation in terms of the objects' relation with each other, this is definitely the best one. Look at that. It's smaller, but look, like in terms of proportion. Oh fuck! Put the cutouts on the wrong part. Okay, see, so that's fine. I'll take that. The one mistake I made. That's pretty fucking good. Okay, actually, never mind. I made two mistakes. This is still supposed to be much longer. What the fuck? This is supposed to be rectangular. So I should have stopped there, but kept going. Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. What the fuck? What the fuck what did I mess up with the proportions? How did I end up with this? If this is supposed to be like a long rectangle. Jesus Christ. Okay, well, this was too small. Then this should have been even narrower. Okay, well, either way, I did my best, and that is a great mistake, and I'm happy. Yeah, I truly am happy. So, that was really fun. Yeah, I'm really fucking happy that increasing the complexity, thankfully, did increase the difficulty that I had, and the joy I felt from that difficulty in attempting to surpass it. And I think I surpassed it by at least 1 to 2%, and that is incredible progress. So if you surpass your difficulties by at least 1 to 2%, which if you were trying, you most definitely did, even if you did not notice that you did, congratulations! That is the joy of learning. That is the fundamentals, right? That is how you increase your draftsmanship. So I hope you had fun. I hope you practiced with intent and you rested your brain, such as I. And with that being said, as always, fuck you for watching. Keep drawing. And please give me the money. Thank you.